Smart Management was created to address a structural problem inside the property management industry. Its founders were not career software executives. They were property owners and operators managing thousands of multifamily units across the country. At one time, they had more than 6,000 units in their portfolio, and today, their portfolio currently has more than 3,000 units. Over a 15-year period of time, they employed the use of third-party management firms. However, due to having experienced inefficiencies, long timelines and asymmetrical incentive systems, they began to create an internal property management department. According to their leadership team, traditional property management practices follow a consistent pattern where there are lots of activities being performed, but very little results are produced. Teams perform the activities, but many of the projects are just not moving forward. Expenses continue to increase. The completion of renovation projects continues to lag, and the objectives of ownership become secondary to a fee based on volume. Smart Management was built to realign those incentives. The platform embeds standard operating procedures directly into workflows. It automates reminders and task progression. It is structured so that execution does not depend on memory or manual follow-up. The goal is to connect daily activity directly to financial performance. The development process lasted 4.5 years. It was not a rapid launch. It was a deliberate build inside a live portfolio environment. The engineering foundation rests on two core pillars. First, the ownership team at Legacy Wealth Holdings spent years repositioning distressed multifamily assets. Their focus was physical rehabilitation, economic stabilization, and operational turnaround. They witnessed firsthand where execution broke down. Second, Brian Fast, who now serves as Chief Executive Officer, brought deep software engineering experience. With a doctorate in engineering, he previously led automation and systems initiatives that delivered substantial financial impact across major organizations. His role was to translate operational pain points into structured, scalable systems. The platform was designed based on reality and developed from actual case information and daily portfolio challenges rather than creating a generic property management platform. Each module is designed using operational reality as its basis. Thus, this product will perform at an enterprise level because it is created from the inside out and is, therefore, engineered from a problem perspective. Most property management platforms provide core functionality. Users can enter properties, manage tenants, track maintenance requests, and collect rent. Those features are necessary but often limited to record keeping. Smart Management software includes these foundational tools but layers automation and financial orientation on top. Leadership explains that the system pushes tasks forward automatically. Instead of waiting for employees to remember deadlines or priorities, the platform prompts action. Embedded workflows prioritize renewals, forecasting, and revenue-related activity. Real-time reconciliations and automated alerts are designed to keep ownership aligned with current data rather than delayed reports. The architecture is built around net operating income performance. Internal testing across the company's portfolio produced measurable outcomes. Leadership reports increases in rent levels, reductions in repetitive administrative tasks, and shorter renovation timelines. These improvements were achieved before any external rollout. The company positions this approach as outcome-driven rather than activity-driven. The property management software space is dominated by well-capitalized firms with large customer bases. Many serve as centralized databases for information storage. Smart Management software differentiates itself by focusing on movement rather than storage. The platform is designed not only to record data but to drive progress. Automated forecasting tools, task prioritization systems, and structured renewals aim to reduce dependency on manual coordination. Pricing is structured to replace multiple subscriptions under one ecosystem. Leadership states that customers can potentially reduce overall technology costs while retaining equivalent or improved functionality. In a market where software consolidation is increasing, integrated platforms that align financial data with operational workflows are gaining attention. Smart Management is attempting to occupy that integrated position by functioning as an operational layer rather than a passive database. Enterprise adoption requires careful onboarding. The company has structured its implementation model around personalized support. Each customer is assigned a dedicated customer success specialist during initial onboarding. After setup and training, clients transition to a customer service manager for ongoing needs. Workloads for these roles are capped to preserve service quality. The data migration process was intentionally simplified. Having experienced multi-day onboarding processes with other providers, the development team redesigned implementation around streamlined report uploads. What previously required extensive manual data entry can now be completed in a fraction of the time. Up until this point, products have been tested only internally within the company's portfolio of products. The company plans to work with their entire professional network to support a larger rollout of its products in the next phase of their development. This phased rollout is seen as a means to help to confirm that products are stable prior to deploying on a larger scale. The roadmap extends beyond core property management functions. Planned expansions include investor management tools, vendor management portals, reputation management modules, employee location tracking, construction management systems, and digital staging capabilities. The goal is to establish a unified environment to manage and own all aspects of real estate. A vision exists where all owners, managers, financiers, and operators of the real estate business will have access to an identical set of current, trustworthy data. While real estate operations are generally run using disconnected tools, spreadsheets, and fragmented data, it is anticipated that teams will be able to operate within a cohesive environment, leveraging common processes and workflows with complete financial transparency. The overall philosophy of design is to create an alignment between business partners through clarity. With the unpredictable nature of commercial property markets, companies will increasingly look to become more operationally efficient. As a result, integrated systems that enhance benefits from accurate forecasting, cost management, and compliance rates may be utilized, given an obvious pricing pressure on margins from most areas of most geographic commercial real estate markets. Recent years have been very hard for the multifamily sector. There has been a sharp increase in insurance premiums, energy costs, property taxes, and interest rates, as well as a tightening of availability of labor. When you add rising costs related to inflation to increased operating costs for all multifamily properties, it creates significant problems for occupancy and collection of rent. Occupancy has decreased and levels of delinquency have grown in some markets, while investor sentiment has changed due to valuation fluctuations resulting from macroeconomic changes. Leadership frames the platform as a direct response to these pressures. When expenses rise and revenue growth slows, operational precision becomes critical. Automation and structured workflows can reduce unnecessary costs and improve response times. Proactive renewals and automated forecasting aim to stabilize occupancy and protect income streams. By embedding best practices directly into software, the company seeks to minimize reliance on manual follow-up and reactive management. The emphasis remains consistent. Every feature is tied to financial outcomes. The vision is to be the preferred operating system for managing and owning real estate over the long term. The leadership team's priorities are transparency, simplicity, and aligned with owners' goals. They have the ambitious goal of ultimately making their software platform free, in order to maximize their use within the real estate sector. While this is an ambitious goal, it is directly tied to the underlying philosophy that technology should support better results rather than being an impediment. The platform has been designed to function not only as a property management tool but also as a structural framework for making decisions about properties. By combining data, workflows, and financial accounting into one environment, the platform intends to lessen the fragmentation that has been a defining characteristic of the real estate industry. The company's core is founded on its 4.5-year history of development. This demonstrates that the platform was constructed within the context of an operating business, and not from theory. The founders have first-hand experience with their own dysfunction. They created systems to address these specific operational problems. All of the workflows, automations, and alerts relate to a real experience of operational difficulties. Smart management now stands at a transition point. Internal validation has been established. External expansion is approaching. Feature growth is planned. Market pressures continue to demand efficiency. Whether adoption scales broadly will depend on performance across diverse portfolios. The thesis is clear. Operational clarity drives financial improvement. When software enforces that clarity consistently, outcomes may shift. The next phase will determine how widely that structure resonates across the multifamily landscape.